Next, let's discuss the art of consulting. The way in which a consultant renders his service varies enormously, depending upon the specific needs of clients and their own preferences and skills. There is no uniform approach applicable to all clients. The approaches vary according to the main area in which they are working. The possible approaches to consulting services are strategic studies, the development of a broad strategies, policies, and major revisions to organizational structure and activities to meet long-term requirements. Next is systems development, the introduction or amendment of system and procedures. So in system development life cycle, number one, we need to have a plan, and that plan should be analyzed, and then we design, develop, implement, and then we maintain. And that is the cycle of the systems development. And then problem solving, providing a solutions to organizational and management problems. So here, we do have the five primary steps in problem solving. Number one is we analyze the causes to the unwanted situation, gather some information, then we generate a set of alternatives, interventions to achieve your end goal, and then we assess the effectiveness, and then we implement the plan, and then evaluate the best solutions. And the service provision, the delivery of services such as recruitment, selection, and training which could be carried out within the organization. For us to achieve a sustainable services delivery, will number one, we need to have the community needs and values. Second is the level of service. In third step is infrastructure requirements. Number four is operation maintenance and renewal and long-term financial plan. The next step and the last is full cost of water pricing. That is the example of delivery of service sustainable. Process consulting, the provision of advice and help in process areas such as organization, planning. So here in organization development theory, we do have five elements. Well, the number one is formal organization structure. We need to have the formal. Then we do have the informal operation. Then the next part is the physical setting. And then the role and status pattern and individual. So this is under the organization. Then planning. In planning, we do have these components: managerial function, goal-oriented, pervasive, continuous activity, intellectual process, futuristic, and decision making. And then objective setting. So here in my illustration, objectives is how we do it. An objective means is an assignment, series of assignments or part thereof that must be done in a certain way by planned deadline. So a short-term goals from a year to five, according to which the effectiveness in achieving the long-term goals by company is evaluated. So we do have three components. Number one is the operating objectives. The primary purpose of operating objectives is planning and arranging the daily activities of employees. Next is milestones. Milestones are the checkpoints that mark the key project events and are used for monitoring of project implementation. And the key objectives, very important, high priority employee tasks, yes, including the objectives aimed at achieving time set targets. So that is the example of our objective setting. And then we do have a quality management, performance management, team building, conflict resolution. So here in my illustration, we do have a example on how do we facilitate conflict resolution. Well, number one, a facilitator should be open to have a to talk to discuss the conflict by being assertive. And then the consultant or the person handling the conflict should mediate in goodwill with empathy, knowing and able to feel what's the hurt between the conflict, and then having the capacity to for interview and active listening. And then that's the time that having the information for you to receive is for you to be accountable. And being accountable by putting your shoe to the other to someone else, you can have this capacity to create a solution. So this is the example of the conflict solution process that for our consultants, future consultants to handle, and also to be a change management. So here, in my illustration, change management process starts with request to change. That's the first thing. They should have the willingness for us to change because our old ways are not already effective or it is already obsolete. That needs for us to catch up for the new things that is happening for us to improve our system and our operations. And then followed by impact analysis, approved. So this is the end of our topic. So on our next topic, we are going to discuss the service delivery process and consultancy skills. Thank you very much for listening and stay safe, everyone.